A former local police chief accused of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from the public now facing another legal challenge. Chief investigative reporter Lauren Traeger has been following this. Lauren, what's the latest here?
Well, Corey, when any public official like a police chief is charged with a crime, there's the prosecution, of course, but there can also be a legal proceeding for formal discipline on their police officer license. We've been reporting on those types of hearings, and now we've learned about this latest complaint from the state. Daniel Paulino was the police chief and city administrator for Velda City in North St. Louis County for a number of years. In April, the feds indicted Paulino for allegedly defrauding the public of $313,000. According to the indictment, he used the city's credit card to make over 800 charges for personal expenses. That criminal case is ongoing, but now we have learned the Missouri Attorney General has filed a complaint against Paulino seeking formal discipline of his peace officer license. Discipline can include anything from probation to suspension to permanent revocation of his license. Paulino did not return our request for comment, and his attorney told us today he was unavailable. This discipline proceeding, though, comes just 4 months after those criminal charges. Our review of officer discipline cases found it can often take much longer than that. We've been looking into the case of a former Ladue officer who shot someone reportedly by accident. 5 years passed before the state sought to discipline that officer. We're going to update you on that case coming up tomorrow in our 6 p.m. hour. I'm Lauren Traeger, First Alert 4 Investigates.
All right, Lauren.